Okay, another video on a mobile game. This time, it's Cut the Rope. Time to milk my, and all of your childhoods, for the third time now. Now, I know this video is called The Downfall of Cut the Rope, but the truth is, there was no downfall. Well, not as much as the rest.
No! Don't pull! No! Ah!
Cut the Rope, its sequels, and ZeptoLab, the company who made the game, are a prime and perfect example of everything a mobile game and its company should be, for the most part. Not only did ZeptoLab make the banger of a game that is Cut the Rope, but they also continue to make insanely good games since then. Unlike Rovio, who saw the success of their Angry Birds and then proceeded to milk it for all of its worth, ZeptoLab did make sequels to the original Cut the Rope, but they were mostly good, and they didn't overextend too much, only making a couple games in the franchise. And something ZeptoLab did that Rovio didn't was make other new games, different franchises, that were also not as successful, but still amazing games. I loved Cut the Rope, but I love even more ZeptoLab as a whole and all the amazing games they have been able to create because of Cut the Rope's success. But how did we get here? Let's get started at the beginning. Cut the Rope is a game that almost everyone remembers playing. You feed the green alien Om-Nom candy that is dangling by a rope. You cut the rope, roll credits. To help guide the candy into Om-Nom's mouth. The game is a simple puzzle game, adding more and more mechanics and ropes and hazards over time that it makes it increasingly hard to navigate the candy into its destination. You, the player, have to use that big brain of yours to analyze and find out exactly what needs to be done to get the candy to Om-Nom. It's fun, simple, and addicting, the golden combination for any mobile game. The game, as you know, was extremely successful. Releasing all the way back on October 4th of 2010, the game has been downloaded more than 400 million times and had updates for 5 years after its release, which is actually insane for a mobile game to be supported for that long, looking at you, Angry Birds. If you decide to go back and play the game now, you may end up cutting your playthrough short, unless you're willing to drop a few dollars on it. Why, you ask? Let me give you a short lesson on mobile games. Mobile games and games in general are made in order to make money. Whether you want to believe it or not, the only reason big companies make games is so they can make an income. This just makes sense. So how do your favorite mobile games make money? Well, there's a couple of ways. Number 1, pay to play. One of the easiest and straightforward ways that mobile games can make money is just by making you pay for them. You pay an upfront cost for the game for a few dollars and you get to play the game without any ads, which brings us to number 2. Number 2, optional ads and microtransactions. Optional ads are your watch this ad and revive yourself, or watch this ad for 100 in-game currency, and so on. They give you something in-game in exchange for your time watching an ad. Games with these models almost always are accompanied by microtransactions, which are just items you can buy in-game for real money. They combo these together in order to make as much money as possible without annoying the player, which brings us to number 3. Number 3, forced ads. Forced ads are ads that you are forced to watch. They're usually shown after you fail or beat a level in a game, and in order to play again, you have to watch an ad. These ads can be annoying and oppressive at times, and these ads are the same ones present in all your favorite Cut the Rope titles. Of course, if you want to drop money in order to remove the ads, go for it, but if you want to play the games again, free to play, you will be bombarded by ads everywhere you go, and it makes the game almost feel unplayable. That concludes our lesson. Thanks for being here. Now why don't you like and subscribe, big man? Thank you. Soon after the game's success, it was then followed by a couple of sequels and spin-offs, which some I've played and some I just found out existed. These include Cut the Rope Experiments, the direct sequel to the first game releasing back in 2011. This game functions the same as the original, but with new gameplay elements and a story? I'm just reading the Wikipedia article. I don't actually remember there being a story in these games. Cut the Rope Time Travel, another sequel, this time released back in 2013. It was also the same game fundamentally, but with new gameplay elements and a story, which sees Om-Nom travel back in time to the time of his ancestor. I don't remember any of this shit. I need to play this again. Hold on. You know, unlike Angry Birds, I can actually see an old game and go download it. Isn't that crazy? Dude, I barely remember this game. It's got whole ass cutscenes. Look at this. And now I see, yeah, okay, so you have to feed 2 Om-Noms, and one of them has this funny looking hat. Cut the Rope 2. This was released back in 2014, and once again is just the same old games, but with new stuff, and apparently has, and I quote, a greater emphasis on story. I don't remember anything about Cut the Rope story, so I'm gonna keep it 100. I have no idea what happens in this game. Cut the Rope Triple Threat. This was released in 2014 as well, and was just a 3DS port with the first 3 games on it. Wait, this game was on 3DS? Damn, the 3DS really is the best console of our generation, huh? My Om-Nom. Released in 2015, this game has the player have their own Om-Nom to feed, dress up, and play with. I have never heard of this game before this video, but I assume it's some Talking Tom-like shit, where it sounds pretty weird. Maybe they overextended a bit here, but I don't really know. Cut the Rope Magic. Released in 2015 as well, this game was like the original Cut the Rope, but with more mechanics, and apparently Om-Nom could turn into a completely different animal. Like, what happened to these games? I only remember like the first 3. When did this happen? Om-Nom Merge and Om-Nom Run. These games were released in 2019 and 2020 respectively, and nothing is said about them on the wiki. So now, I have to go play them and tell you what they're like. Give me a second. Yeah, so needless to say, Om-Nom Merge and Om-Nom Run are nothing like the other games. Om-Nom Merge is like one of those evolution type games, but like really bad. And Om-Nom Run is just multiplayer Subway Surfers, so if you're into that, be my guest. But that's it for the Cut the Rope franchise of games, and hopefully it stays that way. Did Zeptolab run with their success? Of course they did. Anyone that strikes gold will keep digging, that's just common sense. Hey, I'm doing it right now. But Zeptolab did make some pretty good sequels out of it, although it does seem like they're beginning to overstep their boundaries a little bit, but hopefully they'll stop soon so we don't have another Angry Birds situation on our hands.
I don't know why y'all keep on saying the iPhone better than Android. It's just as good, and it has the same amount of quality.
We've seen other mobile game companies such as PopCap and Rovio try over and over again to make good mobile games, producing countless amounts of trash in order to somehow scrape a diamond out of the rubble. These companies take this diamond and run with it, putting all their effort into one singular franchise. This usually has the same result every time. You make game good, you make game sequel, which is just more of the first game that people liked. Sometimes you make a few more sequels, and then a few spin-offs, and then you begin to drift off the rails, oversaturating the franchise and tarnishing its good name. Zeptolab said, yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I'm also gonna make other mobile games on the side that are gonna be just as good, if not better. In 2015, Zeptolab produced King of Thieves, and 2 years later, they produced Cats. Now, I'm not too familiar with the popularity of either of these titles. For all I know, these games could be super unheard of by the majority of you watching, or your entire family is popping off right now. But either way, these games are some of the better mobile games out there right now. I'll give you a little rundown of each. King of Thieves. In King of Thieves, you're this little blob creature, and your whole goal in life is to steal the gold and gems from the other players. You can attack other players' dungeons, which are layered with traps that can be upgraded, purchased, and customized to the individual player's liking. And your goal is to figure out how to dodge the traps in order to get to the gold. You, of course, have your own base that you can customize to your liking as well. Although, be warned, this game does have Mario Maker rules. If you can't beat your own base, then you can't use it. So, no, you can't just place 12 saw blades in the entrance and win. And at the end of the week, depending on how many gems you earn, you can rank up in your league and keep going until you become the King of Thieves. And that's about the gist of the game. I think this is one of the better mobile games out there, and one of the only ones I still play. But on to the next one. Cats. In Cats, you build battle machines like some Robo Wars shit.
Minotaur looking to go weapon on weapon out of the gate. Wow, that drum spinner being denied by Bombshell early. That way it just worked.
You can customize your vehicle and master structure however you like. Want 2 chainsaws and a rocket launcher in your vehicle? I think you can do that. I don't actually remember. I haven't played the game in like 2 years. But that's only because I don't play mobile games. I only use my phone for Twitter. And then I get upset that I use Twitter. Because Twitter sucks.
Washing the car.
Anyways, I know it might seem like I'm doing some sort of ad or sponsored bit with how much I'm explaining these games, but understand that it's all to prove the point that Zeptolab has made many good mobile games. Even after its huge hit with Cut the Rope, the company still decided to make new franchises. The company is extremely talented, and although it is sad to see them producing some questionable things, it is still no doubt that Zeptolab is an almost golden standard for any mobile game company.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
We learned absolutely nothing. This video was literally me just saying Zeptolab good, Angry Birds bad over and over again. What do you want from me?